And Jill, you look gorgeous too. For those of you who don't know, my name is Michelle. I'm otherwise known as MJ. I am the bride's oldest and most favorite sister. When Julia asked me to be her matron, not maid, matron of honor, I was honored and delighted. But as the big day approached, I knew that I would have to give a toast. And I am not much for public speaking. But you really can't say no to the bride, or more specifically the bride's mother. So when I realized that I wouldn't be getting out of this, I decided to just come up with a few pieces of matronly advice for my newly matroned sister. So three pieces of advice. Number one, eat each other's cooking and say that it's good. Don't go to bed angry. Stay up and fight. And number three, which I've found to be especially relevant in my own marriage, a happy wife makes for a happy life. But seriously, I love you both. Julia, I'm proud of the intelligent, beautiful, crafty woman that you've become, and I wish you both the best. Cheers!
Yes, Julia, let's go over again. So it is that time for the best man's speech. First of all, hello, Joel, Mrs. Bickford. I'm just curious when the first time that you tried out Julia Bickford was. Was it the first day that you met Joel, or like maybe the first month, maybe? Pretty soon. I'll bet it was like real quick. I'm guessing. But seriously, you look beautiful, you're stunning, you're breathtakingly gorgeous. Seriously, Joel, you look so good. He looks awesome. Oh! Yeah, no, Julie looks great too, for sure. It's just that after that smooch that he gave me earlier, I'm a bit smitten by Joel. So, but Julie, you do look great for sure. So you guys are married now, which is awesome. I remember when Joel actually was talking to me about how he was going to propose to Julia. And he was like, hey man, this is going to happen, I'm going to ask her to marry me. And to be honest, I was a bit shocked by the whole thing, how long it took him, actually. Like 4 years, but he got around to it, and I was really happy to see that. So not everyone might know this, but Joel is actually a very talented songwriter. Writes amazing songs, it's true. And so when you've got a gift like that and you're trying to get a girl to be with you forever, you've got to use it, right? So I was actually he wrote a song for Julia, and I was actually one of the very few that got to actually hear it. And I thought, you know, it's so beautiful, maybe you guys would want to actually at least hear the lyrics of that song. So if I may, the only problem is I don't, quote unquote, remember any of it at all, because I just heard it the one time. So I figured I would just sort of fill in some gaps, do the best I could, try to get the essence of it, and hopefully I'll get it halfway. I'll do my best. Here we go. I won't sing it, but I'll do sort of a spoken word, if you will. Okay. It was something like, maybe. So again, this is Joel proposing, trying to get her to, yeah, you got it. Hey, hey, Julia. Your name in Spanish is Julia. And then I think he said something like, si, ay caramba. It was weird, I don't know. I think it's real cool how tall you are. You could probably reach the stars. And then he was like, I don't know why he said this, but he was like, hey, I just made a rhyme because I'm a real talented songwriter. My name is Joel, J-O-E-L, Joel. It was weird, I don't know why he did it, but whatever. It's true, he is talented. Okay, and then this is the chorus. This gets really good here. Here's what I'm trying to say. Would it be okay if you change your name from Cutmas? That would really be something. Bickford isn't much better. It's still alright. Are you good with it? You're stuck with it, doesn't matter. Sorry. But if you're cold, I'll give you my sweater, and we could hang out together, and we could hang out together until we're dead. Which I thought was a little, I mean, true, it's beautiful, it's good. Yeah, and then,
that's almost exactly
It's very close. Yep. And then he went on to say, from old age or a heart attack, but hopefully old age, I'd like that more. Julia, will you marry me, por favor? Was that close? I tried. It was the essence of it, at least, hopefully. So really quick announcement, actually. Joel and Julia, just apparently they have something to go and do, and they actually just want to cut everything off early. They need to go do something. I don't know, apparently they're really eager to go. Is that's not right? No? Okay, hey, scratch that. I got that one totally wrong. No, that's right, that's right. That's what it was. On the contrary, they actually want to invite everyone to an all-night pajama sleepover. Traditionally, the bride and the groom have some one-on-one special time, but they just want everyone to hang. Is that? No. Okay, I'm not doing well. I apologize. So we'll hang out, we'll celebrate for a bit, and then you guys will leave. Just the two of you will leave, plus me, right? No, just you guys. No. Okay, that's fine. Don't worry, that's fine. In all seriousness, I love how I just hushed the room. Everyone's like, ooh, this is a serious part. It is. No, I just want to say firstly that you two are two of my favorite people ever in the world. And I absolutely love you, and I just love to be around you. And I count it an absolute honor to be able to stand up here with you. And I know that there's an entire room full of people that have been touched by Joel and Julia and are just honored to be in their lives. So on behalf of everyone, I just want to say a few things. First off, just thank you for being you. Who you guys are incredible. Your generosity, your sincerity, the life that you bring, you're easy and just good to be around, and I appreciate that. Secondly, that what you have is beautiful. Your relationship it's incredible, and it's something to celebrate and hold on to and cherish. And thirdly, that the lives that you have will be massive in a way of impacting others and other lives. And I truly believe that whether it's in your family or your friends or your ministry life or whatever it is, that more than you guys are even looking at or maybe aiming for, I know that you will have a tremendous impact as you already have so many of our lives, whether we know you closely or just have seen you, what you're doing. I know it's going to be huge. And fourthly, that I myself, and I know so many of us, we want you to know that we have your back, that we support you, that we're going to be there for you, and we're just happy for what you're doing. And so, yeah, I just look forward to that. Today is actually my parents' anniversary, which the reason I mentioned that, they've been married almost 3 decades. And the reason I mention that is okay, if we're going to applaud, just do it. Yes. Happy anniversary, Mom and Dad. There's nothing more than those 3 people that applause and then they're like, oh, never mind. So, way to commit. But the reason I mention that is because in the same way that I've seen my parents, and I know both of your parents have shown relationships that are based on love, on true love, not just the kind of love that is about what they can get out of it, but truly caring for the other people and sacrifice. And I know that you guys are going to be the same way, that in 3 decades' time, in 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, why not? 10 decades of marriage, believe in it, that you guys will continue to, the way that you looked at each other today, it'll be all that, and it'll be more, because it'll be so much deeper as you live lives together. And yeah, it's an absolute honor to be here, and we're so happy to be able to be here and celebrate the start of that. So, that said, to Joel and Julia, we love you guys.
Woo!
And Mick is going to come up.
Hey everybody. I'm going to give you a snapshot of Julia first. We were going to a church many years ago, and I would play bass in the band, I think, and Julia's instructed me. Can you all hear me? Women tell me what to do. In this whole pecking order, I'm the father of the bride. I'm somewhere below the bartender. I've learned that. So anyway, we had this church, and I would play bass in the band. Well, I had work to do, so I would skip out on the sermon, and I would go down to work, do what I had to do, come back, almost in time when church got over. And there was like a 100-yard corridor that I would walk down to get in my truck. And this is my favorite image of Julia. It was Father's Day. And so I quickly cut out, and I'm walking down the path. I'm almost to my truck, 100 yards away. I hear, "Daddy! Daddy!" And I look back, and there's this beautiful, awkward 9-year-old girl in a dress, and she's doing her best to get to me without falling in her heels. The best she very can, running to me just to tell me, "I love you. Happy Father's Day." That is, and the thing is, this kid was a very easy child to raise. She's messy as heck, but she is a wonderful. She's really real. I've never met anybody that was as comfortable in her own skin as Julia. She's happy. I feel like we did a good job. And then Joel, I've watched this relationship. I remember the first time she brought Joel home. He was wearing this funky trucker Alabama hat, and I really wasn't. Shout out to Alabama. And I really wasn't sure about the guy, but then I've got to get to know him over eating in our house many times. And then I leave a leftover in the refrigerator, get up to go eat it the next day, and Joel ate it.
That's my brother.
But I remember one time Joel and I was going to have to talk with him because it was getting serious. He hadn't asked her to marry him yet. And we went down by the river. I said, "You put your top 5 songs on a compact disc, and I'll put my top 5 songs, and we're going to play some music, smoke a cigar, drink a Pepsi, watch the river flow, and talk." And I love Joel. I've only known him for 4 years, but Father's Day this year, he came over and we sat out and talked, and he actually made my Father's Day. And the sweetest thing is they're best friends. These two are best friends. And this is my best friend, right here. We have been married 3 decades, not nearly 3 decades, but we have been married 3 decades. And one thing I was really impressed with Joel, I loved how when he proposed to Julia, he had like a stalker camera guy taking pictures of the event. Oh, as a side note, we have the crew. Hey crew, shout out. Okay. Julia had friend night every Monday night at our house in our basement. Yeah, and there were all these friends, and I love these. Well, my young adults, I'll call them kids. I saw them all the time, and now that Julia's moved out, come over. Yeah, please. I'll feed you. I'll give you a beer, whatever. Just come over. But anyways, I loved how Joel proposed to Julia, and Jen and I've been married for 30 years. And if I could do one thing, I would ask her to marry me in a different way. I mean, back in the day, I was this guy driving a pickup truck with a big beard and said, "Hey, you want to get married?" And she said, she's all of 17, "Sure." And so, if I could go back in time, I would probably get a ring out of my pocket, and I would probably get down on one knee in front of a group of all my friends. And I would probably open that ring and say, "Honey, I would marry you all over again." Let's have a good time.